Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Abib the 6th, March 29, 2020. It is just 8 more days until the YASHA'S supper and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which begins a week from this Monday night at sundown. And we invite every one of you to come and keep this solemn feast with us, the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the YASHA'S supper on Abib 14 in the evening, Abib 15 when the sun goes down. So you're all invited.
Which is next?
Which will be April the 6th.
At the
Monday night, April the 6th.
At the going down of the sun. So you need to be here ahead of time so that we can keep this Passover with you.
Right.
It's done once a year. It's one of the most important days of the year.
Events of the year, and it's a momentous Passover this year because of the events that are going on in the world. Prophecies being fulfilled.
Okay, I want to read this. It says in Exodus 12, Exodus 12, 29. And it came to pass that at midnight the Yah smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn cattle. So that was the importance of the Passover, so important that people's lives were at stake.
Anyone that didn't have the blood on the doorposts, their firstborn died.
Right. So the blood of Yasha today is what covers you. And we come together to receive the instruction for these last days from the Yah. And it says, verse 41, and it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self same day, it came to pass that all the hosts of the Yah went out from the land of Egypt. This is going to happen again today, folks. We're going to go back to the land. It says, it is a night to be much observed unto the Yah for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Yah to be observed of all the children of Israel in their last generations. If you're hearing this, you're children of Israel, and you could be in one of any of the 12 tribes. You may not know it yet, but Yah knows who you are. Now let me say, Alan's going to read a couple of scripture. Go ahead.
All right, Esther 4, verse 13 says, Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. Remember, Haman had made the king had made a decree to kill all the Jews on a certain day. Well, they're going to make a decree to kill all the Christians on a certain day too. You can bet your life on that. It's in prophecy in Revelation 13. So Esther didn't have no way of escape, but she was a wife of the king. And then Mordecai admonished her.
She was a Hebrew.
Yeah, she was a Hebrew in verse 14. For if thou altogether hold thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? And this is what we're at. We're at the kingdom for such a time as this. We've been waiting a long time for this, and it is here. And then in Joel chapter 2, 1 and 2 says, Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. His holy mountain is his kingdom church. That's where you want to be if you want to escape this image to the beast system. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Yah cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Well, people are trembling in the land today. This day is here. Verse 2, A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. So when this day of darkness and gloominess comes upon the world, this great people, this strong people comes forth, which is Yah's army, Yasha's army too. And then in verse 23 says, Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Yah your Yah, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. Now this prophecy is to be fulfilled in the first month, which is what Abib is. It's the first month of the year. The former and latter rain falls, and after that, the wheat is harvested. And then in verse 31, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Yah come. And it shall come to pass. See, this is already history. This sun, darkness, and the moon into blood. Because we're in the great and terrible day of the Yah.
We already had the 4 blood moons a few years ago. That was a sign that we're getting closer and closer.
Right.
Now, when we're telling you this today, that we're inviting you to the Passover, we know that this Passover is just a preparation for when all the tribes will be gathered. But people need to hear his call when he calls them.
Right.
You're being called right now ahead of time before the gathering of the 144,000. And I want to say this, Exodus 5:1 says, and afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told the Pharaoh, thus saith the Yah of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. Now what you're seeing right now is the Pharaoh has everyone in captivity with this hoax, this lie, this virus lie. And so we know that we're living in closer times, the things that you heard as a child about the latter day. So we want to have this Passover to
Prepare you.
Yeah, but to keep the law, we need to
Right.
be obedient. You have to be obedient to the Yah. And this will be a time for us to show you the scriptures of the latter day so that you will know. He wants his people to know his plans. Now, will you be a person who hears and hearkens, or will you be like this? Exodus 6:9. And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses, for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. They were in such cruel bondage, they were paralyzed. That's where you are right now. People are paralyzed. They don't know what to do. So we're admonishing you to come to the feast. This is a short video, so this is our invitation. We're in Texas. If you need the address, write to us below and we'll give it to you. And make plans to be at his place at his time, at the place that Yah chooses to place his name.
Right. And Joel 2:32 says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Yah shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Yah has said, and in the remnant whom the Yah shall call. So he's calling that remnant. We're in a prophecy of Daniel 2:44 says, and in the days of these kings shall the Yah of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom should not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, but it shall stand forever. If you want to escape the image of the beast system, which is being set up and put into operation right now, you have to come and join this kingdom. Otherwise, you'll be out in the cold and you just have to fend for yourself.
So this is the kingdom of SHARON. The YASHA'S name, the Shah, instead of the W sound, it's the Shah sound. And we're having a solemn assembly. That's what the Passover is. The name is Shah, and it's Shalom Assembly. It's the Yara Shalom. It's the land of SHARON. It's the kingdom of YASHARON. All this, the name of Yasha is very important. The Shah sound means king. So we have a kingdom, the kingdom of YASHARON, which that was the name of the kingdom in Moses' day. So we are here to listen to our king, and we hope that you will join us for this Passover. If you need any details, write us a note below or text us. We're going to be putting this on your text, so give us a call. Thank you.
This is a very important event this year, and you better be here.